So Tennessee comes in tomorrow morning, and defensively they're really good. They're one of the best defensive teams in our league. They lead the league in scoring defense. Teams only score 62 against them. They're sixth in the country in block shots at 6 per game. They lead our league in block shots. They're really long. They're really bouncy. Only 6 teams have scored more than 70 against them. I lead off with that, saying that, we managed to score 55 points against the Georgia team that's not one of the best defensive teams in the league, and we scored 55. Now, we did a great job, I thought, defensively with Georgia. I give our guys a lot of credit. Holding Georgia down to 65 was really good because Georgia can really score. But the fact that we struggled so much offensively against a good defensive team in Georgia versus a great defensive team against Tennessee, causes me some concern offensively about, what we're going to be able to do. Tennessee is, they'll put 6 or 7 really quality guys out there on the floor. Their challenge is just depth. They just don't have a ton of depth. The matchup between Fulkerson and our 5 men is going to be a great matchup. Fulkerson is one of the most improved players in our league. He certainly is one of the top 2 or 3 most improved players in our league. And he's really impressive. He is the most efficient offensive post player in our league, more efficient than Nick Richards and Austin Wiley, who are both very efficient. When he touches it, they're scoring like 1.6, 1.7 points per possession. He scores it. And so guarding him will be a challenge. He's really quick. He's left-handed. He's unorthodox. They're going to try to get Austin Wiley in foul trouble early in the game, going to him. He faces it. He can rip it and take it down to the basket. So we're going to have to do an effective job guarding him. Vescovi, the point guard, is really, his arrival at the same time Turner went out was absolutely crucial for Tennessee to be able to, maintain their competitive play in the league. It shows a dynamic point guard. Bowden is a great scorer. Jones, Josiah Jones was a McDonald's All-American. Probably one of those kids that got in that Isaac Okoro didn't get in. I look back at those teams and I go, he's a really good player. But there were a handful of guys in that game that were in that game that Isaac wasn't in that game. So you'll get a look at what the guys that beat Isaac out. We all know how good Isaac is. Isaac did practice with us yesterday. He did not go 100%, but he did move around. He'll go with us again today, and his status for Saturday is just sort of still pending. I'm not, but at least he did practice. He did practice again today. But again, we're approaching it with an abundance of caution. Simply, if you're in a practice situation and you're able to be in control of your movements, then that's a real positive thing for his rehabilitation. When you get into a game and you're just reacting to things, that's when things like a pulled muscle, you just can't quite ever duplicate that in practice. So we'll see how he does.
How much do you think he missed according to his last 2 games?
The thing about commenting too much on how we've missed him, there's just no matter how you phrase it, it sounds like you're making excuses. So I don't even want to talk about it. Isaac is incredibly valuable to us at both the offensive and defensive end. His man never scores, so put him on whoever you're going to put him on, at Georgia or at Missouri or against Tennessee. That guy's not scoring. He's our best help defender, taking charges, getting vertical, ending possessions with rebounds or things like that. And then offensively, he's a really tough cover and another breakdown guy that can get to the rim, and so we miss him a lot.
Your three-point shooting has struggled lately. Do you still give everybody the green light, or do you try to make some adjustments?
No, I think as long as we're getting good shots, I thought at Georgia we got good shots. We had a couple of tough looks, but you always had every game. I mean, if we make 25% of our open looks, we win. We didn't. We weren't able to do that. So we just got to, continue to get those shots and have confidence to make them. I tell our guys, look, the best way to be confident in your shot is to prepare. That's one of the greatest ways you can have confidence in yourself, is feel like you're prepared. Our guys have worked really hard. They should shoot the ball thinking it's going in because they're prepared. If they weren't in the gym, if they weren't coming and getting shots, if they weren't doing all the things they were supposed to do, you're not ready for that test. You're not ready for that exam. Our guys have worked hard. They should be confident.
Samir kind of said that he feels like Jalen Williams is ready right now, that he's ready to contribute a lot right now. What did you see out of him against Georgia? What do you see his role being right now?
My job is to put the players in positions to be successful, to put them out there to be successful. And so one of the reasons why we've held Jalen back is because he's playing behind seniors D'Angelo Purifoy, Anthony McLemore. Isaac Okoro was playing some of the time at his position. And so there were some things in Jalen's game that, that he needed to work on. But you could see in practice, and you could see in some of the games, and you certainly saw at Georgia, he's a lot closer to being effective right now than he was a few months ago. He's got great size, he's got great length. He had a couple of big blocks, he had 6 big rebounds. He even late in the game when we ran a drag screen and Samir got double, we threw it back to him. He didn't hesitate. That's the shot he should take. So I think you can see what the future looks like for Jalen. Now, how much he can impact our team this season, I think a lot's going to depend on Anthony and D'Angelo and Al and some of those other guys that have been playing ahead of Jalen. If they struggle, then I still see Jalen. I think Jalen will get a rotation, but I don't know how dominant yet he's going to be. But I think it's wonderful to see the progress that he's made.
How much did he and the other freshmen gain from experiencing 2 more tough road games?
Say it again.
How much?
It's me. I can't hear. Apologize.
No, have a quiet voice.
No, it's me.
How much do you think he and the other freshmen gained from experiencing 2 more tough road games?
Look, any experience that freshmen can get is extremely invaluable if you can learn from those experiences, and some of the things that get exposed in those games are definitely learning moments for them. Now the question is, what can you do about it? All right, I get it. I see where I broke down. I see where I wasn't able to get that done. Can I make the adjustment? So yeah, there's nothing like that experience for those guys.
Another early tip time. You forced into curfew tonight, and you got your breakfast menu.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. We got a baseball game to get to, softball, right? Softball in town?
They're in California.
They're out of town, but they're in California. When it's cold, that's not a bad idea. But baseball's here. Yeah, I love that. In fact, Central Florida comes up from Orlando where it's 85 degrees, and they're going to come up and play. I think it's great. I mean, baseball is so excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting out there myself. But yeah, we need our students to get over there and check that out, and then get a curfew, and I'll see them. I understand it's Jack's Biscuits tomorrow. That's what I understand. I don't know if it's a rumor, if that's the real deal, and so I'll be out there pre-game after we get done with our pre-game stuff. We'll go out there and get them some breakfast and get some food in their bellies and get that jungle rocking.
Piggybacking off of that, with the success you guys have had at home, is it your goal now to finish the season undefeated at Auburn Arena?
No. Good question, but really that doesn't come into play very much. Argo, we have 5 games left. How many of them can we get? Which one can we get? Which 2? Which 3? Which one? I mean, what can we get here? And so how can we try to be playing our best basketball at the end? I think we've got 7 or 8 wins away from Auburn Arena. Got 8 wins away from Auburn Arena. So there are, I'd say, probably 25, 30 teams in the country maybe that have 7 or 8 wins away from their home arena. So we've been able to win away from home, but clearly we've played better at home. But the jungle's not going to put the ball in the basket for us. We got to do it ourselves.
Are we good?